Dr. Jones.
Hey.
The results of my test in there?
Yes, they are. And I am happy to report it's exactly what Kevin thought. There's no evidence of any neurological problems.
Oh, man. You don't know how happy I am to hear you say that.
I can guess. And you know, I wasn't really worried about it because the fact that your reading difficulty stretches as far back as you can remember had essentially ruled out any major abnormality such as a brain tumor. However, it's always better to err on the side of caution.
At least we know what we're not dealing with.
You're getting the hang of it.
So now I just work with Kevin, right?
That's right. Good luck.
Man, I thank you for everything. I mean...
Do you have a sore throat?
Swollen gland.
In your professional opinion, doctor.
Well, that's just an educated guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, since you're here, and since this hospital needs a little bit of money, why don't you have somebody look at it?
Look, that's not necessary. It's just the flu.
Oh.
Yeah. But, you know, this thing is latched onto me. I just can't get rid of it.
Well, you know, that seems to be the norm with this particular strain because everybody that I've known that's had it said that it lingers for a couple of months. They feel bad, then they feel better, and then wham, they're knocked off their feet again.
Well, I'm getting real bored with it. I got too much stuff going on to get dragged down by this thing all the time.
And have you thought about getting some rest?
Not really.
Well, that'd be my first suggestion, followed strongly by a physical if the symptoms persist, because it's just like your neurological test. You want to rule out what you don't have.
Gotcha. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Now I gotta go find Robin and tell her what she's known all along, that I'm dyslexic.
I'm sure she'll be happy to know her diagnosis was correct.
Don't ask me why I'm here. I'm sure I'm not even sure.
Susie, you missed me. Come in.
Now, I don't want you to misinterpret my presence here. Now, let's get one thing straight right out in front. I have not changed my position one iota.
Of course not.
I vigorously disapprove of you and your cohort mixing it up with a dangerous man like Joe Scully.
Understood.
And this visit should not be taken as a validation of, nor even an implied cooperation with, this outrageous game of denial that you're playing.
Okay. Can I say something?
Go on.
This is no game. This is very serious. Deception is very serious. And, Doc, I'm afraid you're the one in denial if you think that you can stop loving me just because momentarily you've disapproved of my actions.
Doing that, I can't even hear my own gears grinding.
Then why don't you think out loud? Well, I'd sure love to hear how you plan to borrow a multi-million-dollar cocaine shipment.
All right, how about this? We lift the combo off Scully's plate and do a little hijacking of our own.
Hijacking?
Yeah, we rip him off.
Okay. Lay it out for me.
All right, thanks to Harry's increasingly impressive ability to ferret out important information, we know that Scully is expecting a coke shipment.
Right.
Now, when Harry finds out where, when, and what kind of truck is going to be used for delivery, we arm ourselves with that information and a couple of automatic pieces of hardware. We appropriate the cargo, stick it on one of Lucy's deception trucks, and send it off to be hijacked by Scully.
Okay.
Then, being the picture of law-abiding citizenry that we are, we call the feds. Mm-hmm. All right, now, Lucy's been pushing Scully's greed buttons relentlessly for a while now. No doubt he's going to want to be there to inspect the offloaded goods. And, of course, so will the feds, man. Mm-hmm. He's busted. Mm-hmm. Bye-bye, Scully. And the rest of us go back to whatever the hell passes as normalcy in our lives. And that includes you, partner. What do you think?
Sounds good on paper.
Good? Man, it's modest genius.
Well, before you break your arm patting yourself in the back, what if Scully else found?
He won't do that. When he backtracks and looks this over, he's going to think Lucy was so desperate, given the state of deception, that she resorted to trafficking and selling drugs just to bail her company out. And how can he blame her, man? He's been hijacking her trucks.
He could, and he may.
Well, we'll be ready for it.
Okay, it borders on genius.
Thanks, I'll accept that.
But you left out one minor point.
What's that?
Who's gonna hijack the cocaine shipment from Joe?
Who do I trust, Carlos?
You can't do this, Luke. It's insane.
By whose criteria?
Well, but any thinking persons. It's dangerous if things don't go according to script. You're looking at big time in the 10 by 10 upstate.
Nah, man, I'll be careful and clever.
Uh-huh. There's no hope of appealing to your sense of reason, is
No,
there?
not on this.
All right, I'm in.
No, you're not. Not this time.
What do you mean, no, I'm not?
Look, you got a much higher profile now than you did when we busted the old ball and chain out of prison. One of Scully's men just might be able to make you. And you've got to be able to have deniability when Scully comes looking for you.
You can't cut me out of this, Luke. It's my battle.
Hey, there's enough ownership on this thing to go around, pal.
Oh.
And if you give me any grief over this, I'll just come up with something else and do it on my own, which would really fiercely bug me because I happen to be very fond of this plan.
Okay, for the moment, but assuming I accept you telling me what I can and can't do, you'll need backup.
Yeah, I know that. So, I got somebody in mind, and I'll fill you in after I've talked to him. Do we expect Scully in here tonight?
Yeah.
Good. Then I'll round up the loose.
Have you even considered once the consequences of your actions? Of course not. Why would this time be any different? Let me rephrase the question. Will you stop while I'm here and am able to exert just a tiny bit of influence so that you can have a glance, a gander, just a peek at what you're actually contemplating?
I have contemplated this whole thing from every conceivable angle, and it's really a no-brainer for me. Deception was placed in my hands, and it's a position of trust. And I am responsible for protecting my company from thieves, and I will do that no matter what.
And the hell with the risks.
Oh, come on. We take a risk every time we get out of bed in the morning.
You know, you're right, Lucy. That's very true. On a conceptual level, we're talking about your physical safety here.
I'm fine. I am not alone. I have Luke. Luke's protecting me. He's not going to let me get hurt.
Oh, well, now we've really stepped into the realm of denial. Luke Spencer gets fire bombs lobbed at him. Luke Spencer strolls across a parking lot and becomes a bullet magnet.
Yeah. He does, but you know what happens with him is he lives to tell the tale. Doc, you know what we need to do here? We need to work on your irrational jealousy of Luke. Because it's really getting tired and boring, and it's a waste of time, basically. And it's very unnecessary because there is only one man that owns my heart. And can you guess who that
I knew they weren't going to find anything, but it's nice to have confirmation.
You're telling me. Just the sound of it. Neurological testing. Brings up all these weird fears.
Well, now you don't have to worry. I'm so glad you came over. You've already worked wonders on my mood.
Are you in a bad mood?
The worst. At least it was.
What happened? Or do I want to know?
I'll tell you all about it as soon as I get a proper hello kiss.
Oh, you ask a lot of me, don't you? You're kidding.
Can you believe it? Uncle Matt Mac made a special trip to Bensonhurst to pump Lois's father about Sonny. He lied about who he was and everything. So, out of the blue, Lois's parents decide to visit her. And Lois brings them to the Outback.
Whoa! Way busted, Mac.
I was mortified. Let's not even get into what an appalling invasion of everybody's privacy it was. Not just mine and ours, but I mean Sonny's too. Not that I don't have reservations about him, but Uncle Mac should not be poking around in his business.
Yeah, well, he thinks he can, since you're involved with me and Sonny comes with the package.
Well, I told him he should mind his own business.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine. I mean, he actually listened. He even went so far as to apologize.
Get out.
Shocking development, I know. But I was still furious when I came home. Until you came over. How you feeling? You still look a little white.
I am. But don't sweat it, because Tony said that a lot of people are having problems kicking the flu this year.
Well, it should be warm soon. That should help.
I was just thinking about Tony and Kevin. They've been so nice to me. It just blows me away.
You're a fabulous person. Why wouldn't they be nice to you?
You keep telling me that, and I might just start believing you.
That's the idea.
You've changed everything, Robin. Things I never even considered before. They seem possible.
Like what?
Like you and me. And having a future. I think it can really happen.
Let me tell you a secret. It already is happening.
These are the lips. This mouth is just such a fine mouth. It's really for, say, kissing much more than arguing. And besides, you know, always are so much better at this debate stuff than me. You're really very linear, and I'm outclassed.
Blatant attempts at stroking my male ego notwithstanding, Lucy, I will not be swayed by...
Shush.
Shush? You're shushing me? This is grossly unfair manipulation, Lucy.
Is it working?
Is this what you want?
I thought you never asked.
Ignore it.
I can't. I can't.
Lucy.
It might be another disaster at
Lucy.
work, and I have to handle it. Just don't move those lips. Hold those lips. Purse the lips if necessary, but don't move. Hello?
We're on, baby. We got a plan, an official plan.
And it's all worked out?
Well, near ready to implement. You just have to go one more round with Scully.
Now?
As fast as you can get your little swivel hips over here.
You have absolutely despicable timing.
Well, I'll take that as an anything you say, Luke. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Half hour.
Okay. Look, before you go getting all nuts on me
I
here,
can't believe that I let you set me up again.
I wouldn't. I didn't. I couldn't.
Tell you what, Lucy, why don't you save it for someone who hasn't heard it all before?
Kevin, wait just 1 minute, please. Please wait. Kevin! Oh! Look, Spencer! Just better work!
Hey, boss, you wanted to see me?
Yeah, how do you feel about a high-risk, non-pay assignment?
High-risk freebies? Well, ordinarily, I do everything in my power to avoid them. On the other hand, if there were intangibles to offset the stupidity factor.
Such as?
Oh, Entertainment value, for one. A healthy adrenaline rush could count for something. And there's always the opportunity to score points with my employer.
What if I said all that and more?
I'd like to hear them all.
Maybe the opportunity to put Joe Scully down. I mean, down, deep.
So far, I'm liking it.
Good. All right, I can give you the details later, but until then, just keep quiet, all right?
No problem.
Evening, Justice.
Hey, Mike. Luke.
How's the new city council?
Feeling good, feeling good.
Good.
Listen, you wouldn't happen to be holding any reservations tonight for any of my relatives?
You must be meeting Simone.
What are you, psychic?
No, 20/20 vision.
Oh, you
Evening.
still my heart. Beautiful, beautiful.
Lovely. Well, let me show you to your table.
Yeah, first round's on the house, huh? Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Do you happen to know where Stone is?
Oh, I didn't tell you. I told him to take the night off.
What, is he sick again?
No, not exactly. He's just a little run down. He's taking a test for dyslexia.
Dyslexia?
Yeah, we just found out.
Poor kid. You know, I knew there was something holding him back.
But he's all right.
Yeah?
Hey, look who's here. Hey!
Don't disappear. I want you to meet... Whoa, whoa!
Hey, kiddo.
Hey, great. Look at you. Look at this. No, look at you, so suave and debonair with that suit. Who would have thought that?
Well, thank you, I guess.
Xavi Correntos, entertainment mogul. Nice club you got here.
Let me introduce you to the man himself. Luke, this is Carmine, this is Gloria.
Oh, wait.
Hi, I love your place. It's very eclectic.
Yeah.
So's your daughter.
Oh.
She's a beautiful addition to Port Chuckles.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, she's something special, all right.
I'll second that.
Okay, already.
So, do you have a table for us?
Oh, there were two more. There, Lila and Edward. They're behind us.
Lila, one of my favorite women in the whole world. You know, we have a gaming room in the back, and tonight craps is on the agenda. If you'd like to join us, consider this your official invitation.
No kid. That'd be great. I could show old Edward a thing or two.
Don't bet on it.
That's exactly what I intend to do.
Let us seat you first.
Oh, okay.
Come.
You gotta look. They've got
Enjoy your evening. Good to
recycle
meet you,
everything
huh?
along
See you
the
back
way.
there.
There's a lot of
Yeah, you
customs
too.
and stuff over there. Hey, cuz, how you doing?
Hiya, cuz.
Who is the older couple with Ned and Lois?
It's Lois's parents. I met them earlier today at Granny Mae's. They seem like good folks.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I think Lois is terrific.
Yeah, my newest cousin.
And are you getting any closer to coming to terms with your relationship to the Quartermains?
Oh, well, that's a tough one. Yes, and that I've accepted it as a fact of my life. No, and that I don't feel any real connection to them as a family.
Well, you get along with Jason.
Yeah, well, not as well as Keisha. She wants to go to Paris with him.
Oh, my.
Oh, my is right.
How does Maymay feel about that?
Well, she hasn't had the cow yet, but delivery is expected any minute.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that Maymay has a problem with Keisha and Jason because of the interracial aspect? Or is it something else?
You know, I think more than anything, it has to do with Granny Mae seeing her life played out again before her very eyes.
What do the Quartermains think about it?
Who knows? I mean, Edward seems to like Keisha well enough, but you know, that can change on a dime. I think it's one thing to broaden your horizons by dating a black person. But I really want to see how he would react if, say, he decided to get married.
You know what I've learned from my own experience? That when an interracial couple falls in love, they don't see it as an aberration. It is the most natural thing in the world to them. It is the people outside of the relationship who cause the problems by projecting their baggage and making their judgments.
Well, now I'm not about to sit here and argue with your experience, Simone, but it's not always like that. I can think of several instances where one party or both went into an interracial relationship with something to prove, big time.
It happens. But when Tom and I got together, I anticipated objections from his parents. And the Hardys were wonderful. My parents, on the other hand, oh, Nellie. If the couple isn't absolutely secure in who they are as individuals and as an entity, that kind of outside influence can be devastating. I just hope Keisha and Jason are up for the challenge.
Well, if it's real, they will be.
And that wouldn't bother you.
Well, Keisha has to follow her own path. And it's not my job to decide what that is or where it ought to take her.
I think she may come to depend on that one day.
So how is Tommy?
Oh, he's fine. He's spending the night with his grandparents.
No side effects from his dad coming home?
Not as I can tell. Everything's back to normal, which is how it should be. And spending time with Audrey and Steve is part of that normalcy. And I'm encouraging it, despite what's happening between Tom and me.
Do you think Tommy would like to go see a basketball game at PCU Saturday? I mean, how much of it he can sit still for?
Oh, you keep the hot dogs coming and he'll sit still.
As a kid after my own heart. Like his mother.
Are you flirting with me, Councilman Ward?
Ooh, is there a law against that?
Oh, well, not in any rule book that I've read lately.
Then I plead guilty. And what is the lady's response?
Oh, suddenly the night is rampant with possibilities.
Oh, hello. I know that's right. To possibilities.
Hear, hear.
Pardon me. I hate to interrupt.
Your timing stinks, my man.
You know, that's the second time I've been told that tonight.
Oh, and what does that tell you?
That I should be brief. We're putting together a craps game in the back room, so after dinner, if you'd care to join us.
Simone?
I think it sounds great.
We'll see you there.
Ah, there's Lady Luck now.
Hey, Kevin.
Akavit.
Oh. You haven't ordered one of those since Ryan was pulling your chain on a regular basis.
Make that a double, please.
What's up?
Take a wild guess. Lucy.
Such rapier instincts.
So what's she done now?
Well, what else is new? Actually, it's the same as always. The more dangerous the game, the better she likes it.
That's our Lucy.
Presence of an expert. Why don't you give Kevin the benefit of your experience and wisdom?
What an amusing thought to dispense advice to my shrink.
Well, by all means, please, sacrifice me on the altar of your amusement. It's the least I can contribute to your evening.
Well, thank you. I think I will. Lucy, let's see. Lucy is a stunt pilot. She climbs, she rolls, she dives, and if you're into thrills, there's nothing better. And she's good for an early Saturday morning, but a steady diet of it leaves you with a permanent queasy stomach. How metaphor. Hey, don't get defensive with me. I'm giving you hard-learned insight here.
Go on, it's interesting.
The thing to remember when you're dealing with Lucy is no matter how seductively she packages herself, she's fundamentally a self-serving creature. You live in her world, okay? It just happens that you're there. Which means that no matter how hard she tries, and she does try, it's only a matter of time until she becomes incapable of putting another person before her own self-interest. Now, I don't mean that she's not a good person. She has a very deep capacity to love. I think when we were married, I think she loved me for about a nanosecond. And yet, if you could have seen her relationship with BJ, it was complete and committed, besotted adoration.
Certainly went above and beyond the call for Scotty and Dominique.
Well, she can be wonderful. It's just that it never seems to stick. She sets her fancy on some scheme. It's usually money, or righting some real or imagined wrong. And then she's off and running, and she leaves you in the dust. And she doesn't do it maliciously, she does it unthinkingly. And when the fallout comes, she's always terribly, oh, I'm so sorry, Kevin. But not enough to change her behavior one iota. And I think I was very astute and concise there.
You don't know anything about it.
Any rebuttal?
Are you still watching that idiotic trial every day? Damn straight I've got a rebuttal.
I love it. It's absolute genius.
Thank you. I didn't appreciate it.
Okay, but I just want to make sure of something so I won't have any misunderstanding. We are using Scully's own drugs to set him up.
Poetic justice, don't you think?
Oh, it's brilliant. I think this is a plan that's worthy of my involvement. Tell me something. Where in the world have you been all my life?
Mostly hanging with my wife, I guess.
Oh, that. Does she realize what an amazing catch you are? Because if she doesn't, you know, maybe if I came along first, her life might have turned out differently.
Miss Coe, you're a nasty little flirt.
I can't help it. It's just this revenge stuff that really gets my juices flowing. There's one thing that bothers me, however.
Speak.
How dangerous is this for you?
I'll be fine.
Fine? You'll be fine. I bet that's the answer you give Laura just about the time she's ready to pull all her hair out. Fine?
Miss Coe, thank you for your concern. Concentrate on your part. If Scully isn't convinced that the deception delivery deserves his personal attention, we get diddly squat. Right. And whatever you use to convince him, he has to look back and remember you as desperate enough to set up your own drug deal.
I understand.
I'm counting on you to pull this off now.
Consider it done.
You know, all the right things to say. We're there.
Even if I don't win a dime, I've already had the most fortuitous evening.
What's that? Light of my life?
Well, since Brenda, Lois, and Gloria decided to retire upstairs to talk about the upcoming nuptials, I've been left alone with an assortment of the most extraordinary men, and only Simone to share them with.
Forget those other rubes, beautiful. Tonight, you're mine.
Oh.
Now, see here, Spencer. I don't especially like to have you drool all over my wife.
Well, in that case, would you accept some advice from me on the game?
Oh, you bet I would. What fun.
Simone, I'll advise you.
All right.
Who wants to shoot?
Well, Carmine's our guest, and I nominate him. That is, if he's up for it, of course.
Well, I'm feeling reasonably lucky tonight.
My money's on you, Carmine.
Turncoat.
Lois would want it that way.
Well, I'm betting on the don't pass line.
Duke and I will wager our money on Carmine.
Well, Simone and I as well. Carmine.
You'll all be sorry. Oh, no, they won't. Come on, baby, talk to me. Go ahead. Yeah, come on.
We got four.
All right. That's a hard one to make. No offense, Carmine, but I'm glad I bet against you.
Yeah, well, I'm betting on the odds on the four.
Dreamer.
Carmine. Come on, you ready to go? Everything right? Here we go. Come on, little Joe.
That's an A.
Yeah, easy. No problem. Ain't skating, don't they? No problem at all. Come on, baby. That's right. Excuse me. Mrs. Q, would you blow on these for me? Yeah! Watch that right. Here comes little Joe. Come on, little Joe. Let's go. Go.
You'll never be able to do it again.
Never be able to do it again, huh? Well, you just watch me, buddy.
Yeah?
Seven. Yeah! Seven a winner.
Ma, you mean it? I mean it. You what? I mean, of course. course I want you to have it if you want it. I don't want you to
Well,
have
are
it if
you
you don't want it.
serious? I would love nothing more than to walk down the aisle in your wedding dress. I wasn't sure that's what you wanted.
It's what I want, sweetheart. I want it. You and Ned have my support 100%.
Oh.
I know there's been problems and everything, but look, if you can forgive him, who am I to hold out, right?
Ma. Oh. Hey, girlfriend, what's with your tears?
Oh, it's nothing. I get a little sappy when it comes to weddings, you know.
Well, you think you can hold yourself together long enough to be my maid of honor?
You mean it?
Are you serious? Who else is going to be my maid of honor but my very best friend in the whole world, except for my husband, of course?
Oh, I would be so happy to be your maid of honor. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to probably arm wrestle Ned.
What do you mean?
He's going to want you to be his best man, I'm sure.
I love that idea.
Oh, you know, we have to just start gathering up the troops. I want the entire family there en masse.
Well, you just try to keep them away.
Oh, Angie has got to be the flower girl. That's Louie and Dee Dee's little 3-year-old. And Vinny and Pat, they've got to be the ring bearers. Those are Mark's twins. Oh, they're so sweet. Oh. Ma, what is it?
I just can't stand it.
What?
Just the thought of those little boys coming out with the little pillows with the rings on them and everything. You know, the Angie, she's just a little doll.
Oh,
Will
yeah.
she be there?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be the very best wedding
the best one I was ever at.
Yeah, oh, Grandma and Grandpa Cirillo, they got to be there too, Mom.
What, are you nuts? You think they wouldn't be there?
You guys have so much family. How do you keep track of all of them?
Scorecards. No, I'm kidding.
You're so lucky.
Oh, Brenda, sweetheart, please listen to me. You are a member of this family forever, all right? Yeah.
Oh, and honorary Cirillo, God help you.
Oh. Baby? Baby, what?
Mom.
What?
Brett. I'm getting married. I'm getting married. I was going to get married. I'm so glad. Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
I'll admit, there are certain truths to what you're saying, but your observation is one tiny aspect of a woman who is brilliantly multifaceted. Now, yes, she is reckless, she is self-centered, and she never thinks before she acts, which is something that just makes me furious. All that aside, though, she is easily the most caring and emotionally generous human being I have ever met in my life. And she is incredibly perceptive, and her capacity for empathy is beyond anything I have ever seen. And at the risk of sounding egocentric myself, my friend, I know Lucy in a way that you don't, nor you. Perhaps because from day one, I have always taken her seriously. I've never underestimated her. I've never made assumptions about her based on how she looks or how she dresses. And I have always insisted on complete emotional honesty. And she has responded well. For the most part. The point is, your Lucy is not the same Lucy as my Lucy. You underestimate my Lucy because you have stereotyped your Lucy. You've trapped Lucy in this Lucy version that is from 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or even last week. Because, thank you, this is a woman in a constant state of evolution. Except when she regresses like she is right now, and I mean rapidly, right before my eyes. Gentlemen, you're talking to a man who is being driven systematically and painfully out of his mind.
but I'm still trying to get a grasp on that concept of an evolving Lucy.
Oh, sure. Make fun. Easy for you to do.
It's easy for you to do. You put one step in front of the other and get the heck out of Dodge.
Don't you lunkheads understand anything? I happen to be in love with this woman.
Drink up, pal. It's, on the house.
Hello, beautiful.
Oh, my goodness. Didn't your mommy ever teach you it's not nice to sneak up on girls like that? You might give them cardiac arrest.
Are we AG for any particular reason?
Well, I have just implemented the most wonderful and terrifying idea.
I'm all ears.
No, first I want to properly thank you. Mike, can I have a bottle of my favorite champagne?
For you, lovely lady, anything.
Thank
And
you.
what have I done to merit such special treatment?
You gave me probably the best advice I've ever been given my entire life. You helped save my company.
What a guy.
My sentiments exactly. Thank you, Mike. I can take it from here.
Yeah, Mike. I think I hear your boss calling. I take it you took my suggestion about switching trucks in Cleveland?
That suggestion was timely in the extreme, because now, given the safe arrival of that truck, well, it's become much more imperative since I came up with this divine inspiration I just mentioned.
You almost mentioned. Has something changed since our last conversation?
You could definitely say that.
Tell me more.
Oh, I'd love to. I can't even think about it, much less verbalize it.
Oh, that's no fair. I mean, I've been so instrumental.
Okay. What I can tell you is that when this truck reaches its final destination, all my troubles will be over. I can pull deception from the brink of disaster. I can probably recoup all my losses, maybe even more.
What's in this truck, Lucy? Sounds like more than perfume and lipstick.
No. You can't hound me for details. I've already told you more than I should, much more than I should. But just please accept my undying gratitude. You, Joe Scully, are my hero.
Should we be worried?
I don't see why.
We didn't use a condom.
Oh, that. No, it's fine. I've been on the pill long enough.
Good. I was scared there for a minute.
Neither of us ever has to be afraid again. And as long as we're together.
I never thought I'd feel this way. But now that I have you, I really believe that. I love you.
Well, as long as that's true, there isn't anything we can't do.
No one rides on a winning streak forever. Yeah, watch me. Oh, let's go. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh.
That's a 9.
All right, we'll make it 9. We'll make it 9. Give it a feel. Give it a feel. Thank you. We'll make it 9. We'll make it 9 all day long. Come on with that 9. All right. Would you excuse me? Make it 9 all day long.
We got 4, little Joe.
We'll make that 9 all day long. Yes, sir. And now, on this train. Going
Well,
The trap has been set.
The rat is poised.
Waiting for cheese. Your turn.
Here we go.
This is Charles Gibson.
And Joan London tomorrow behind the wheel for a drunk driving awareness test.
Also, Denise Brown speaks out on domestic abuse. And actor Linus Roach on Good Morning America.
Tomorrow here on ABC.